So for choosing colleges, it can definitely be very intimidating as there's a ton of variables that go into finding which one you would fit into best. So first, for touring colleges, you might think you really like a school on paper or from the images of looking it up on Google, but once you visit it, it can be a completely different vibe or something that you had in your mind. So don't feel discouraged if this happens. Obviously, when you tour, you want to make sure that you feel like you could definitely see yourself there, but you will definitely know once you step on campus. I know a lot of people always say when you step on campus, like, you just know it's the one for you. I was always really overwhelmed with where I wanted to go. Once I stepped on to my campus, I 100% knew I would fit in right away. And definitely on the school tour, you're going to be learning a lot of information to take in, so I think that writing stuff down can be helpful so you can look back on it. You want to make sure that you tour a lot of different colleges. So some can be big, some can have a high population of students, some can be under 2,000. It's great to just get a lot of variety with that. Just try to have fun, try to see yourself everywhere, and just enjoy it. It's a really fun experience. Don't let it stress you out at all. It will all work out and you'll find a place where you're meant to be. Okay, so the next topic that we can talk about is location. There's a lot of aspects that go into it, such as leaving home and, leaving your parents. So don't feel overwhelmed by having to, go away, move away. It's obviously something that everyone has to do. For the location, that can be a really big selling point for some people. Some people want to stay close to their hometown. You might want to go out to a city. Follow your gut. If you really love living in a small town like Duxbury, you might want to go to a college that's also in a small little town or rural area. Factors that can also tie into it can be, like the climate, the geography. Of course, with traveling, you can kind of get a sense for what it's going to be like while living there. Definitely talk with your parents. I think that that's a big consideration to think about. You want to think about for living when you're older. So it's easy to, relocate and build connections and internships. So just try to, push yourself out of your comfort zone, but to your limit. You know what you can do, and do your research about where you're visiting, where you're thinking of going, and the location for everything. You want to consider basically just anything that could possibly impact your experience at college, and just enjoy it.
While picking a major can be challenging, you really need to find out what inspires you and what field of work you're interested in. While growing up, the common question of what are you majoring in lingers over you as college approaches. Don't feel intimidated by this, but instead take a moment to figure out what you're passionate about. Maybe you have a favorite subject in school that you really enjoy. This could be art, music, math, or history. Basically, anything that gets you excited could be something that you thrive in career-wise. If you have no clue, try talking to a friend or family member for some inspiration. If you really have no idea what you want to major in, a liberal arts school might be a good place for you. A liberal arts school requires you take classes outside of your major so you can learn what you like and don't like. Once you've decided on a major, you can then further your college decision based on where that major thrives. For example, if you're really interested in business, you might want to check out some top business schools rather than a college which has a strong medical program. It is usually pretty easy to change your major once you get to school, so don't put too much pressure on yourself. While the strength of your major program at a school can be a factor in your decision process, you shouldn't pick a school just based on the program for your major.
College costs a lot nowadays. Typically, schools can range from $30,000 a year to $70,000 a year. These costs all come from room and board, your classes, and so much more. The cost of tuition can really vary on your scholarships that the school may give you when you apply and get accepted. And this could be playing from sports, being involved in the music program, or any after-school activities. This is important as many people can't afford the full cost of tuition. They may have to take out loans, and these scholarships can be a deciding aspect as they help students to get through college with little debt. By choosing a college that gives you a good scholarship, you're able to spend your money more freely and have less of a financial burden after college is over. The amenities that the school offers can be really crucial for how your next 4 years of college might be, as you're going to be here 24/7. This could include dorm spaces, your meal plan, on-site services, and activities. And this includes the overall campus lifestyle. Of course, all this depends on how updated the school is and how much money they fund into student life to make it fulfilling. Another thing you can also look at is the student-to-teacher ratio. In a lot of cases, this can be helpful, especially with academics. Also, if you have a strong passion for sports but aren't going to play in college, you might want to look at a school that has a fun intramural sports program. These are all great qualifications. Focus on when choosing a school, as each school is different. Some colleges specialize in their sport teams, like URI and UMass and so many more. However, other colleges specialize in their dining, or even their extracurricular activities. Whichever qualities are most important to you, research and choose a college that does everything that you want. The next topic I'm going to be discussing is job placement opportunities. Many schools can set you up for greatness and set you off on a great foot. By connecting students with certain job opportunities, the school is able to open up doors for a student, putting them in a career based on their major directly after leaving college. These jobs may start as internships or helping students build their resume so they're able to apply to jobs that correspond with their major. These job placements can also hold better incomes based on the school you attend. This is a wonderful addition to college life, as not only a fun 4 years, but is preparing you for the real world. With internships and interviews, you become more prepared with lifelong skills, such as what is expected in the real world in a fast-paced job environment.
So one thing to note is that not everyone needs to go to college. College isn't essential to having a career when you are older. Other options might include getting a job after high school, traveling, or even volunteering somewhere. There are also many types of trade work that are needed, more than jobs that do not require a college degree. There are also opportunities such as joining the armed force in some way, the Navy, the Marines, Air Force, or Coast Guard. You can attend community college for a cheaper alternative as well.
Making a balanced list is really important. We recommend making lists with a wide variety of schools, and you should have 2 to 3 safeties, several targets, and a few reaches. If you don't have a reach school though, you don't necessarily need one. For organization, it might be helpful to make a spreadsheet of different schools, their size, location, acceptance rates, average SATs, and average GPAs, just to get an overview of the schools at a glance. You can also use this spreadsheet to organize other details about your schools that matter to you. After carefully considering colleges based on some qualifications which are most important to you, like size, food, location, and clubs, continue your research on the GPA, SAT, ACT, and extracurriculars the colleges expect. With that information, you can organize your list and see where you might fit in best. Naviance is a super helpful website to use, as there is a college list option which can help organize where you are interested and what average stats the schools expect.
And just some general advice for you guys is to not rule anything out too early. You never know when you'll change your mind. And also to trust your instincts and trust the process. You'll find where you fit, just be patient. And also, it definitely sounds like a little bit of a cliche, but when you step on campus to tour or whatever, you'll get a sense of belongingness, and you'll know where you belong, and you want to choose some place that excites you for the next 4 years.